the wheat farmers, as we move on further into the details, the urban population started to grow day by day and in United States. At the same time, the export market also started to increase rapidly. So now in the internal market, they need more amount of wheat as the population is increasing, urbanization is happening. Similarly, in the exports also they need more production. So the demand for the product started to increase, especially the wheat. So the prices have gone up. And adding to this, the transport facilities also, like the implementation of the railway network, which connected the interior areas with the coastal areas, which also added to have rapid transportation and take the wheat to the far off places and do export and imports. So all these things added for the increase of the prices of wheat. This is one side of the coin. On the other side of the coin, because of the growing demand and World War I has given a boom for the market, it's like a blowout in the opportunities. Because the 1917, if you remember, Russia has been moved out of the war and it could not supply anything because it is suffering with internal disturbances. They have the Bolshevik revolution, the October revolutions, that all are happening in Russia at that time. So they want peace. So they moved out of the war. They have signed peace treaty. Now, in order to feed the entire Europe, it is the responsibility of the United States. In this context only, Woodrow Wilson has made a statement saying that first, plant more wheat. Wheat will win war. Plant more wheat. Wheat will win the war. This is the instruction given by President Wilson to the farmers of the wheat. If you look at the statistics, we really wonder. In 1910, 45 million acres was producing wheat. In 1919, just after 9 years, it is 74 million acres of land cultivating the wheat. 65% of increase you can observe here, and every individual, the rich landlords used to control nearly 2000 to 3000 acres of lands individually in production of the wheat. This is how the United States became the wheat basket of the world. So the new technology, how did the new technology help for the USA white farmers or the rich landlords here? When they moved from the eastern region towards the western region and they settled in the prairie region, prairies are the most fertile lands of America or near the Mississippi region. So the sickles, the cradles, what they are using on the east proven to be very ineffective when they move towards the west. Why? Because the prairies are filled with thick layers of grass, which was very difficult for them to take it with the sickles. So they need hard or a different types of plows for them. So they discovered the new type of plow which is 12 feet long and which had wheels for that, and this has been hitched on to the 6 yokes of an oxen or horses, where they used to cut the grass, then break the land, then till it and finally make the land ready for the cultivation. As the time passed on, in 1830s, men used to do work, men and women, with sickles and cradles. We used to find many hundreds of men and women working in the fields. In 1831, Cyrus McCormick discovered a mechanical reaper which does a work equal to 5 men doing work with a cradle and 16 men doing work with the sickle. With this, the work has become very easy for the people with a very less number of labor. With a very minimum labor, you can do large tracts of land also to do cultivation. With this, 500 acres of land also can be harvested in just 2 weeks. With this, the growing demand of the wheat made the rich landlords to get attracted towards this machinery and no need to depend more on the labor or the workers who are working with them. So they can freely take off this one, and with the machine they can cultivate more and more amount of land. They can break the grass, they can till the soil, they can make the soil ready for the cropping and do the cultivation, do the harvesting. So everything, threshing, sowing, everything can be done with machines with very minimum usage of the labor. So they are very much interested, and with this machinery only they are able to do cultivation in 2000 acres to 4000 acres. Every individual rich merchant used to own that much of land, and they started to earn huge amounts of profits. What happened to the poor? We till now discussed about the rich. They were minting money like anything. They are earning huge profits as the demand was in high rise at that time. The poor was finding very difficulty because the machines brought misery to them. Till now the poor are able to work at least as the farm laborers. But because of the discovery of the machines, now the work or dependency on the labor has been completely reduced. Now the machine is tilling the land, breaking, uprooting the grass without the efforts of any plows or anything. They are doing it with very hard, which a normal person also cannot do it. So the machine power is doing it very fast. So now they start to rely more on the machines than on the labor. This brought severe problems for the labor. They are finding it very difficult. And as the boom for the grains reduced, wheat, initially with the expected profits, they have taken loans from the banks. But the boom has fallen down after the World War I, which recently read because the surplus demand. The demand is not required because the war stopped. Now all the countries are economically in trouble. So no country want any excess things. So all started to reduce their burdens or expenditure. So in this time, the extra production was draining into the godowns and storehouses, and then the excess surplus wheat or grains or corn are being given as a feed to the animals. By 1920s, the entire high boom what they got in 1919, 1917 because of World War I, that completely collapsed and brought a severe problem for them, and they have surplus amount of production, but no one is there to import it or to take it. So the great agrarian depression occurred in 1930, which had a severe impact on the farmers and especially the poor people in United States. Dust bowl. How did the wheat basket or wheat producers of the world, United States, turn into a dust bowl? So really it's astonishing to listen also. Yes. The problem, the Great Plains now are struck with a great problem. It is the year of 1930s when the dust storms come and they start to destroy everything in the plains, which were once considered as a land of promise, where they had a dream to go and conquer that land, cut the forest, do the farming, mining for gold and minerals. So initially they thought this is the land which we need to explore to earn and to become rich. But now this has become a nightmare, where it was not a land of promises, it was a land of difficulty, it was a land of deaths. People are dying because of suffocation. People are getting blinded because of the dust storms. Animals are dying. Rivers are filled till the fish come out of that. So all these things truly happened. So what happened? Why this all happened? We will see now. The black blizzards rolled in. It was at the height of 7,000 to 8,000 feet high, the winds, and they are monstrous waves of muddy water. Why these all are coming? Because it was in the early 1930s that there were continuous droughts and there were no proper rains. The sky was filled with darkness and it blinded and choked the people. The rains blinded and choked the people. The animals were affected severely. They died due to suffocation, and we have the fields. The green fields are filled with dust and mud. Fishes, the rivers are filled with mud. The fishes don't have any water, so they came outside and they died. And the machines which were used to be thousands and thousands of acres of land was being tilled by the machines and plowed by the machines, today are in a condition which cannot be repaired at all. So what are the reasons for this all? Because of the failure of the rains and continuous droughts after early 1930 years that resulted, and the temperatures raised up severely. Lack of rains, no proper actual management of the system. What has to be managed properly? When the machines are plowing it, they plowed and stripped off the entire grass which is there in the steppes or the prairies. When we discussed about the prairies, we first discussed that the cattle or the sickles what they are using or the cradles what they are using were not proven effective. Why they were not proven effective? They are very deep, the grass roots are very deep. So they discovered new plows and they uprooted everything, and they broke the connectivity between the mud and the grass which used to hold that one, and this mud which got off from the grass, now it became dry, and because of continuous failure of the rainfall and severe droughts, this mud turned into sand and it started flying with the air. As the wind is coming with a furious energy and force, this started to carry the entire dust and mud and everything and start to destroy everyone's life, which was once a land of promise. Today it's a land of nightmare. Now the people of United States, the whites who want to settle here, understood that every region has its own importance and the ecological balance has to be maintained. If you do not maintain that, this would be the effects of that. With the expectations of huge profits, they stripped off all the grass from the prairies. The result of that was the dust storms.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.